The Society of Actuaries Research Institute released a mortality improvement update that presents research into recent population mortality experience compiled by our Retirement Plans Experience Committee, especially as it pertains to the development of mortality improvement assumptions for measuring all the different obligations of retirement programs in the United States. And Mark, let me ask you, this year's release is a mortality improvement update without a formal new improvement scale. What are some of the factors that were considered into building the release for this year?
So the most recent year of population mortality data is available for 2020, which, as we all know, was severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Because progress has been made in terms of treating and preventing severe illness, and because elevated mortality from non-COVID causes of death make it difficult to simply isolate non-COVID deaths for 2020, the Retirement Plans Experience Committee doesn't believe it would really be appropriate to incorporate the 2020 mortality experience into the model without some sort of adjustment. So given the impact of COVID-19 has been different across subpopulations and the wide variety of factors that may affect the future trajectory of the virus, RPEC decided it was most prudent not to release a new improvement scale for 2022.
And Patrick, let me ask you, there's a wide variety of tools and information. What's available here for practitioners who might be seeking to select a mortality improvement assumption in light of what's going on in the COVID-19 pandemic?
So users may already be familiar with the MIM 2021 model, and a new version of that is being released concurrent with this report, MIM 2021 version 3. This version allows users to input mortality loads on a select and ultimate basis by age and sex for individual years 2020 through 2027, with a single load applying for 2028 and beyond. Now, the challenge, of course, comes with selecting those loads. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding what excess mortality might be in future years, but our report does include information on excess mortality percentages by age and sex for 2020, 2021, and the first half of 2022, so practitioners can get a sense of recent history and trends. Also included are illustrations of the impact of applying various load patterns for COVID-19 on annuity values to help practitioners understand what effects short and long-term loads might have.
And Mark, I know the committee and even the SOA and our research institute in general has been watching what's going on in research literally all around the world on this COVID and pandemic topic. What are organizations doing to reflect the pandemic in their mortality improvement assumptions, and how is it consistent with the approach that RPEC has taken here?
So the first is the Social Security Administration. They are applying short-term loads to projected mortality rates from 2020 through just 2023 without any changes for 2024 and beyond. The Continuous Mortality Investigation, or CMI, in the UK has placed zero weight on the 2020 and 2021 mortality data in their core model, which is consistent with RPEC's approach. However, many pension scheme sponsors in the UK are choosing to place a small weight on the pandemic years in their projections. And finally, the Dutch Actuarial Association is incorporating short-term adjustments to mortality for COVID-19 that phase out fairly rapidly and are largely negligible after 2028.
Well, Mark, Patrick, big thanks for checking in with us today to discuss this really important report on mortality improvement assumptions for measuring obligations of retirement programs in the U.S.
Thanks, Dale. My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Dale. I'm always happy to talk about our research.
And if you have any feedback or questions about this report, let's connect. Please contact us at research@soa.org. This report can be found on the SOA website at soa.org. Just click on the Research Institute and then look for retirement and pensions and the experience studies groupings under retirement and pensions, and you'll find this plus a wide variety of other reports that are out there. Thanks for joining us today to learn a little bit more about the projects from the Society of Actuaries Research Institute.